Hello and welcome back to another UCL Fantasy team selection video. We are activating the wildcard this week as it is match day 6. But before we do that, we're going to take a look at my team from match day 5. It was definitely one of my better weeks. I believe it was only 1 point off actually being the best week of the season so far for me. But it was a great week to, finally move into that wildcard. And thankfully everyone done well after taking a -4. So a lot of really good, big pointers in there. Haaland picking up a 12-pointer, 24 as captain. Lewandowski matching that with a 12-pointer as well. Wirtz and Grimaldo by far, the big hitters in there with 19 and 18 points between them, which was absolutely brilliant. And then De Gregorio also gave us a really nice send-off with his 6-pointer as well, because him and Blažević have been an absolute nightmare as a double-up, because they've been absolutely shocking. There's been, last-minute goals conceded, red cards, and a lot of, rotation and stuff between them as well. So definitely really nice to see the back of them this week. They are going, straight into the bin, and we're getting a new goalkeeper rotation, which is hopefully going to prove to be a little bit better. But with that, with the 108 points, sorry, did I say 113? I think I did. 108 points we got. We managed to shoot right up to 16,000th in the world, which is great. I think it was like 34,000 before match day 5. So a really, really good position. Heading into a wild card as well, getting a brand new team for the last 3 game weeks. If you want to look at, the fixtures and the players as to why I've picked everyone that I have done in this wild card draft, make sure you take a look at the wild card guide video that I posted on Sunday night, because that's going to have everything: fixtures, target fixtures, clean sheet odds, goal odds, the best players and stuff like that. And you'll get a lot more reasoning and insight as to why I've picked all the players that I did. So that'll be linked at the end of the video. Make sure you go and watch that. But before we get into the team selection, let's take a look at some injuries. So if you don't know already, of course, we always put out team news and everything 2 or 3 days before the Champions League on my Twitter account, where we, post any injury news, any predicted lineups and stuff that we do get before the deadline. And this is what I've gathered so far. So Kane, I did have in my wildcard and limitless drafts before, obviously, taking a look into some more in-depth news. Kane has been training recently. He was pictured in individual running training over the weekend. He was in individual normal training yesterday, but he was not included in Bayern Munich's squad heading into the Shakhtar game. So he is still out, and he should probably be back by the weekend, 1 or 2 weeks more for him. What you do have to consider though is there is still like a good month until match day 7, and then you're waiting until mid-January or so before match day 7 actually comes round. So you're talking about 5-6 weeks until then. So anyone that you are wildcarding or planning any transfers or anything could easily go out the window, because you could have a whole team of injured players in 6 weeks time, and it could look a whole lot different to what it does now. So again, the likes of Harry Kane, a lot of injuries if you aren't wildcarding this week, could easily, be perfectly fine and match day 7, 6 weeks time or so. For example, Pulisic. If you own Pulisic, he is injured. He did pick up a calf injury over the weekend, and it is going to see him out for the rest of the year. But again, he probably will be fit by match day 7 because it is so far away. So yes, I would try to transfer him out if you do have him. But if you're not really too bothered about, or you don't really want to take hits, then it's not the end of the world because he should be fit. Anton picked up an injury a while ago, I think it was. He is still out with that. Cambiasso picked up an injury as well, but he is expected to be in the team. Whether that's the starting 11 or the bench, we're not too sure. They are playing against Man City, so he's probably not really someone that is going to be picked too much this match day, but he should be in the squad, probably on the bench from what I'm seeing. Then of course Vinicius Jr. has an injury which I believe kept him out of match day 5 as well. He is in the squad for Real Madrid to face Atalanta. Whether he starts, again, we're waiting on more predicted lineups and stuff to see with that. I've seen one predicted lineup so far which does have him in it, so we'll wait and see. But Ancelotti did confirm in a press conference today that he is still struggling a little bit. He is still a doubt for the starting 11, but we'll wait and see with that. So this is how my current draft is looking, and I'm fairly happy with this because I have done some planning for match day 7 and 8. Now, of course, as I just mentioned, the team could look totally different by match day 7 in terms of injuries and stuff, so you can't really plan who you're going to take out because anyone could get injured over the next 6 weeks. So for me, I want to talk about the forward line first. I've got Vinicius Jr. in there. Again, he's only there in the case that we're going to get, more predicted lineups and stuff that he's going to start. I believe, obviously, Real Madrid need to start winning games, so they are, still a top quality team, and they really need to start winning, so they're not going to be, holding back the same way maybe Liverpool could, as they are top of the table. So trying to get players in that are players from teams in that need to start winning. I've also got a double Atletico attack in Griezmann and Alvarez. Now, I did speak about it in the wildcard and limitless video, I'm pretty sure, the double attack. The reasoning I've went for this is I was definitely going to have Alvarez in my team because he's a really nice value player, with obviously playing against Slovan Bratislava is a really nice fixture for him. But I also had Jonathan David in here as my other striker. But I have switched that now to Griezmann because I do want to get Kane back in match day 7. They have really nice fixtures, Bayern, until the end, and I definitely want to get Kane for those, obviously playing Bratislava themselves at home in match day 8. So Kane was definitely someone that I want to be bringing in. The plan is to do it for Griezmann. Again, hopefully there's no going to be any injuries, but either way, I definitely want to get Kane in for match day 7. And if I was going to put Jonathan David in there, it means I need to try find 4 or 5 million match day 7 with only 2 transfers, which is essentially going to be impossible unless I take hits, of course. So I wanted to try go for a more premium striker. Griezmann is about 9.2. I think Kane is 10.5. So at that point, I really only need to find about 1.5 million, which should be a lot easier with 2 transfers, and trying to avoid a hit. So either way, whichever striker it was going to be coming out for Kane anyway. So I thought I might as well go for the team with the best fixture this week, which is, of course, Atletico Madrid. So we've got the double attack. Hopefully they can take quite a few off them, and we can get some goals from both of those guys. In midfield, a lot of premiums in here. We've got Salah, we've got Saka, and we've managed to fit Musiala in there as well. Did definitely want him. I mentioned it in the wildcard video. But obviously with Kane in there at the time, it was pretty hard with the budget. With him out, Musiala actually has the potential to start as striker. I believe he played as striker at the weekend. Muller could also play there, of course, as well. And I believe Matthias Tell, he's back from injury, so he could also play there. Musiala is pretty much guaranteed to start, though. He's been on red-hot form, and definitely wanting him for the last 3 game weeks. Nicholas Kuhn, 4.5 million enabler, easily, one of the best enablers in the game, and Dynamo Zagreb away with young boys at home for Celtic in the next 2, an easy pick for him. Of course, with Pulisic out injured, I'm going to the next best thing in midfield, which is Reinders. He's scored a couple so far in the Champions League. He's only like 5.6 mil, and really happy to go with him. Could potentially, go to Pulisic in match day 7 to try save some budget somewhere, but we'll wait and see. I don't want to speak about that too early. And then in defence, I've went for a lot of our ball recovery players. Again, if you want to see the top 10 ball recovery list, it is on both guide videos. But we've got Pacho, Kim and Alexandro, the 3 highest players for ball recoveries so far. So yes, they all have great fixtures this week, but they also do pick up a lot of recoveries, so hoping for some big points there. I've also threw in Urian Timber at 4.4 million. He's really good value for an Arsenal player. He isn't guaranteed to start, which is the only problem with him. Of course, with Gabriel, still a doubt. He could potentially play at centre-back, but the likes of Calafiori could take his spot if he's going to play at left-back. He can still play, obviously, as right-back, and he has been playing for Arsenal. It's just, is he going to do that for the next 3 Champions League games, is where I'm, a little bit wary about it. So he is in there for now. Could potentially come out, or he could just be a transfer in match day 7 or 8. I'll wait and see. And now, of course, we've got Van Dijk, who is one of the highest scoring defenders in the game so far. Again, really nice fixtures. I think it's Girona away, then Lille at home, and then PSV away. So still a nice opportunity for Van Dijk to do really well. Still on Van Dijk over Trent. Still feels like a 50-50. So that could easily go right up to the deadline. Then, of course, we've got our two goalkeepers in Nubo and Israel, which is the Stuttgart goalie and the Sporting goalie. They rotate well for the next 2 weeks. Obviously, match day 8, it doesn't matter because everyone plays at the same time. And it's a 4 million goalkeeper and a 4.5 million goalkeeper. So, happy with this. Everything, for me, I believe is looking really good. I think I've got nice potential in the defence for recoveries and clean sheets. My midfield is stacked with premiums and, a couple of enablers in there that can do really well. And then obviously up front, we've got the two Atletico guys and Vinicius Jr. who can essentially score in any match. So I'm really hoping that he is going to be available. But again, I'm going to be waiting and see what the press conferences say. So for our dates, it's not as ideal as I would like it to be. I do only have 8 players playing on Tuesday, which means I have 7 players to bring in for Wednesday, which I would like to have maybe 1 or 2 more playing on Tuesday, but at the end of the day, I wanted Atletico to target, I wanted Arsenal, for the next few weeks, so, AC Milan with really nice fixtures too, so I'm not really too bothered. I think there is, a lot of potential in every single player here in this team. I can always leave out a few of the guys playing on the 11th, for example, Timber or Alexandro. They don't have to play. They probably aren't going to get, massive hauls anyway. So they are obviously good options to have, but they are probably going to just come off the bench if I do have a lot of blanks on the first day. For captaincies, I've stuck it on Salah for the first day. He's probably got the best fixture of everyone. Vinicius Jr. with Atalanta away isn't too ideal. And then it's really between Salah or Musiala. Salah's on red hot form and probably not the better fixture, but he's definitely got the higher ceiling. So Salah is going to be the captain. Then for day 2, between Alvarez and Griezmann, I'll probably stick it on Griezmann. I believe he has the penalties. He definitely has them over Alvarez at least. So I think sticking it on the penalty taker is going to be the play. So that's how my team is looking for match day 6. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments. Everyone should be okay with starting, apart from obviously Vinicius Jr., who is looking like a bit of a doubt. So make sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe as well, and check out one of these 2 videos if you are wildcarding or using your Limitless this week, because you'll find out everything you need to know for match day 6. So once again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.